Planet Dolan.
From sassing strangers on the street to waking up in the desert, the Planet Dolan crew reenacts even more of the best true stories from our subreddit about the worst things we've done while drunk. My name is Nixxiom, and today I'll be your narrator. Number 10 was submitted by ashgyc. When they were teenagers, Dolan and Pringle were sitting on a train when a man got off without taking his groceries with him. They picked up the bag with the intention of handing it in, but Dolan spotted 2 bottles of vodka in it. They decided to try the vodka instead, and the next thing they knew, they were wandering the streets asking strangers things like, "Are you my parents?" and Are you a virgin? Eventually, some police officers arrived to drive them home. Dolan then proceeded to puke all over the police officers' shoes. His parents were just a little annoyed at him when they got home. Number 9 was submitted by WestAussieBrumby. Many years ago, Sweet Commando was quite drunk and taking a shower when he really needed to pee. He decided to go for it, and he started peeing into the drain. He forgot, though, that his girlfriend at the time was standing outside the shower putting makeup on. She yelled, "You better not be pissing in there." Sweet Commando felt bad, so without stopping, he opened the shower door and started peeing in the general direction of the toilet. It mostly missed the bowl, and she stood there staring in horror. Needless to say, they did not stay together for very long after that. Number 8 was submitted by Underground Peace 9. Zaragamba was at a bar once that had an arcade machine. He was quite drunk, and he decided he wanted to get the high score. It came to the boss battle, which nobody had ever beaten before. He had one last health bar, and he was sweating bullets. He was very close to beating it. So close. A crowd had gathered around him, and they were all cheering him on. The pressure and the alcohol suddenly got to him, and he started to pass out. Just as he fell down, his head hit the final attack button, and he killed the boss. The last thing he remembered before he lost consciousness was everybody cheering for him. Number 7 was submitted by Miss Yagami White. On Ramona's 21st birthday, her friends insisted on celebrating with her, even though she really needed to stay home and study. She gave in though, and they went to a party. Her friends told everybody it was her birthday, and suddenly, she had an endless supply of drinks. The next thing she remembered was waking up naked on an inflatable raft in somebody's pool the next day. On her phone were videos from the night before of Ramona setting fire to trees, spray painting a kitchen, and jumping off a house into a pool, completely naked. Unsurprisingly, Ramona's friends never invited her out drinking again. Number 6 was submitted by Crysek. One time, Ghost Toast came home after drinking all day with his work colleagues, and he decided it would be a great idea to make a toasted sandwich. He made the sandwich just fine, but while he was waiting for the toaster to cook, he completely fell asleep upright in his chair. When he woke up, the first thing he noticed was smoke and a small piece of shriveled coal where the sandwich toaster once was. He was very lucky that nothing else caught on fire. Number 5 was submitted by solidaturtle. When Snoopy was younger, she used to wear a purple backpack to school. One day, her uncle thought it would be a great idea to pick her up from school because he hadn't seen her in a long while. He parked in the middle of the schoolyard, and you could smell the booze on him a mile away. He saw Snoopy and yelled, "Dora the Explorer, is that you?" She rolled her eyes and said, "Hi." He then gave her a really awkward hug before she walked off, as if she would get in the car with her drunk driving uncle. Number 4 was submitted by Pancake King 78. After a long, hot day of celebrating a birthday with her friends, Pandora stumbled home and opened every window and door in her house to let a breeze in. She had been drinking heavily because it was so humid outside, and she passed out immediately from exhaustion. She slept for 12 hours straight, and when she woke up, she realized that she had been robbed during the night. In fact, she had vague memories of even sleep-talking to the burglar, mistakenly thinking it was one of her friends. Number 3 was submitted by Phalacrophobian. Hellbent went out day drinking with his friends once, and they had a little bit too much. He got to the point where he was so drunk, he couldn't even pronounce his own name. He and his friends went to the car park, but they couldn't find their car. They wandered back to the street and found a reporter and a cameraman doing a live national news report. Hellbent then walked up to the reporter, stole the microphone, looked into the camera, and asked the whole nation, "Hey, has anyone seen my car? It's like red, and I like to jack off in it." Long story short, he ended up spending the night in a jail cell. Number 2 was submitted by populardan 28. When M. Kyle M. went on holiday once, he found himself getting quite drunk, and he wandered out alone into a desert. He remembers having a great time exploring, and the rest of the night was a blur. The next morning, he woke up with extreme pain in his penis and no pants on. It was one of his finer moments in life when he realized that the night before, he had literally tried to have sex with a cactus. He spent the rest of the day quietly picking needles out from his needle in the bathroom. That's my fetish. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Number 1 was submitted by me. Now, I myself don't drink, so I've never been drunk, but some of my friends, oh boy, do they love to get wasted. Now, that said, one time I was at a party with a friend of mine who got so drunk that when he decided to pass out and go to bed, he thought that a watermelon was a pillow. He grabbed it off the table, threw it onto the couch, and he slept on it. What makes this story great, though, is that during the night, the watermelon clearly got smashed, so he woke up covered in sticky watermelon juice, seeds, and the watermelon pieces were all over the host's floor. Needless to say, he was forced to clean up the mess, and I watched. It was great. Alright, so a huge thanks to the folks over at our Planet Dolan subreddit for submitting their stories. But we have another question for you. What is the cringiest thing you have ever experienced? Let us know in the Reddit page linked below. And you, my friend, might be featured in a future countdown.
This video was made possible by our fans over on Patreon. Thanks for your support, guys!
Until next time. See ya!